Hi everyone! I wanted to share my card with you. This card I made for the Cricut Cardz Challenge blog, and Mary, she is CardCrazy09 on YouTube, and she hosts a blog called Cricut Cardz Challenge, and every week she posts a new challenge and then gives everyone the opportunity to put pictures of their cards on the blog, and at the end of the week she picks a winner. And this is my card for this week, and I won't tell you what the challenge was, so you'll have to go over and check out the blog and see what the challenge is. But this is my card, and I got the idea for this card when I was with a friend and her little girl at the zoo this last weekend. We went to the zoo on Mother's Day, and her little girl is 3½, and we were at the hippo encounter, and she was standing there with her face pressed up against the glass talking to the hippo on the other side that was underwater. And she had this long conversation with him, and while I was standing there watching her and listening to her, I got the idea for this card. And so this is what I created, and I used the Create a Critter cartridge. So I'm going to show you how I put the... Okay, so when you pull out your Create a Critter manual, the hippo is on page 44, and I cut everything at 4½ inches. So the base of the hippo I cut out in black at 4½ inches, and then his layer 1, which is here. Sorry, I'm trying to get out of the glare. His layer 1 I cut out of a pink color, and then the layer 2 I cut out of a dark gray, and the layer 3, which is just his little, you can barely see it, but it's just his little snout part, that I cut out with a light gray color. Okay, and again, I left the dial size at 4½, and it cut everything exactly the size that I needed. Okay, and then all of the bubbles I cut using the Accent Essentials cartridge, and I just cut, I ended up cutting, looks like there were 6 of them at 1/4 inch, 1 was at 1/2 inch, and then 1 at 3/4 inch. Okay, and I just picked, there's lots of circles on that cartridge, so I just picked the first circle that I found. Okay, so my card is the typical A2 size card, and I did it a little differently. I did it so that it opens from the bottom, so it's actually 2 1/4 wide by 11 inches long, and then I scored it in the middle and folded it in half. So it's 2 1/4 wide by 5½ tall. I cut my blue shimmers paper at 4 1/4 by 5½. I didn't want to have a border, so I cut it the exact size of the card, and then I pieced my hippo together and inked him. I inked him around the edges to give him a little bit of dimension, and then I placed him, I glued him straight to the blue shimmers paper, and then I took all of my bubbles and I used foam tape and popped those up. I wanted to give those a little bit of dimension so that they looked like bubbles. And then my inside of the card, it says, "It was so nice to see you." And the blue piece of paper is cut at 3 3/4 by 5, and then my white piece of paper was cut 3 1/4 by 4½. And then this is the flower that actually gets cut out. I didn't use the whole hippo. I ended up obviously cutting him off, but there's a little flower on him. There's this little flower right here. Well, I cut that little flower out, and then I stuck that on the inside just to give some fun to the inside too. So that's my card for this week's Cricut Card Challenge. So go on over to the blog and check it out and play along. I'll put a link to the blog in the sidebar. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.